Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Justin Wilson. Most of you guys know me as J Will. I'm one of the top leaders and earners in Team VIP and in Wealth Generators. And real quick, for those of you guys that don't know my story, very simple. I'm 30 years old. I have a military background. I moved into the corporate world after getting tired of being shot at, for 30,000 bucks a year. I decided working for somebody else wasn't for me, so I got plugged into network marketing. I got plugged into the ability to create residual income. And guys, it changed my life. The key factor in creating my success, all right, and I've been able to create organizations in the thousands multiple times now. The key factor was not anything that I already knew. It had everything to do with the tools that my mentors provided me and the system and the blueprint that they set me up with to follow, so that way I was set up for success. So I want to give back. I want to give you guys the exact same system that I was able to follow. And we're going to talk about one of the key elements, which is building your list. That creates massive, massive success. It's the first building block. So let's dive into the information. Very simple, guys. Building your success by far, okay, by far is the most important first step in your business, all right? It's the list. Okay, if you don't have a list, understand something, guys. There's a difference between starting a business and launching a business. Okay, most people start a business. That's why most people don't end up successful. There's a major, major difference between starting one and launching one. What makes money? Launching a business is what makes money. See, some people get started and it takes them a week just to write down 5 people, and maybe 2 weeks before they even talk to some folks. Well, by then, guys, most people are burnt out. You have to strike while the iron is hot. Most people's highest level of excitement is within the first 24 to 48 hours. So you have to get people taking massive action right away in order for them to have success right away. All right. So what I get my people doing within the first 24 hours is making a list of 30 names. You can use your cell phone. You can use Facebook. You can use any social media. I like to use your cell phone because typically people have at least 100 numbers in their phone, and those are the people that they know right off the bat. Their friends, family members, co-workers, brothers, aunts, people that they know. So you want to get them started by making a list of 30 people right off the bat. The easiest way to do that is to give them some instructions. Most people have been given instructions their entire life. So if you give them instructions, they'll typically follow them. But if you just say, hey, go home and get started on your business, they don't know what to do. Okay, so you have to kind of treat this like a job. Give people instructions so that way they're set up. What I do is I tell people, hey, we just got you started. Great, let's launch your business. Are you serious about making money? They're going to say yes. Great, let's launch. I want you to take out a pen, take out a pad, open up your cell phone. I'm going to give you 60 seconds to write down 30 names. I don't care if you haven't talked to them in a little while. Don't think about these people if they're going to do the business or if they're not going to do the business. Just write down names. Ready? Go. And then I have my people write down their names, and that's how you can get people writing down names very quickly. Within those first 72 hours now, you want to have them make a list of 200 names. The great part about writing the first list of 30 is you can get them getting to work on their list, and we'll talk about what they're going to do with that first list of 30. But then within the next 72 hours, make sure they have a list of 200 names. You do know 200 names, okay? If you haven't done your list, you haven't even started working your business, all right? With a list of 200 people, typically 10% of those people that have been shown, all right, 10% of the people that you actually show the business to professionally will get started if you properly expose them to the business, all right? So what does that mean? That means let's say out of 200 people on a list, you're only able to get in touch with 100 of those people. Well, guess what? If you can get in touch with 100 and show them the business professionally, then 10% of those people will get started. The next part about building a big list is it's psychologically powerful. Understand, with a list of 200 people, okay, with the list of 200 people, when you enroll 3 that write a list, you now have over 800 people added to your network, because those 3 people are each going to write a list of 200 people each. So you now have 800 people, potential business partners that you can expose. So it's not about what you can do, it's about what you can get a team to do. All right, that's how you get your business to grow away from you. Now, there's a big difference between work versus talent, okay? Guess what? Hard work beats talent when talent refuses to work hard. That's why we work a system. System stands for save yourself, time, energy, and money. Save, that means you gain. Yourself, meaning you, not anybody else. This is for you. Time. Time is the most valuable commodity on the planet. Okay, it's not money. You can always make more money. You can never get more time back. Energy, guys. Energy is huge. Think about how much energy you put towards things in a day. You want to conserve your energy to what makes, and lastly, money. Okay, what makes money? So decide to follow a system that's been proven for decades before you try and do things your own way, before you go out and try to create your own system. All right, our system has been proven not for 1 year, not for 5 years, for decades, guys, for decades. And not for one person, not for 5 people, not even for 100, for thousands upon tens of thousands of people. This system has been proven to work. What's our system? It's called the PS3M system. P stands for pique their interest. S stands for show them the opportunity, okay, by using a third-party tool. 3 stands for use a third-party expert, okay? You be the messenger, not the message. Get a third-party expert to break down the details. And M stands for meeting. It's face-to-face time, whether it's sitting down one-on-one at a Starbucks, maybe at a home meeting, maybe at an event, maybe you do a Skype where you get face-to-face with somebody, or a Google Hangout. Any way you can get face-to-face and have a meeting so people can see you're dealing with a real person, you're going to have massive success by using those techniques in that order is preferred. Okay, now what I like to work is our 10 and 7. I like to get 10 people on a 3-way call or a meeting within 7 days. Every 7 days, I'm trying to get 10 new people to sit down at a meeting or be on a 3-way. Here's why. Because the law of averages will work for you. If you peak 100 people, you'll get about 30% of those people that will actually see the business. You'll be able to show them a third-party tool, a video, a presentation, something. Out of those 30 people, you'll get about 30% of them that'll actually want more information. They'll be serious. Remember, we're looking for the lookers. We don't waste time with unqualified people. You're either looking or you're not. It's very simple. You either want to make money or you don't. Okay? Don't beg, barter, don't sell or convince anybody that this is the right thing for them, because guess what? It may not be. So we're looking for the lookers, all right? So out of the 30% that see the business, you'll get about 10, okay? 10 people that will get on a phone or go to a meeting. Out of those 10 people that get their questions answered, remember, the only way people can make an educated decision is if they get the information in an educated way, meaning using a third party or a meeting. Now you're going to get about 3 to 4 people that are ready to get started. Okay, so you can GTC, get the cash, get the credit card, get them started. Very simple. All right. Next, you have to organize your list. It's very, very important. A lot of people just throw names on a piece of paper, or they keep their names on their phone, or they just, they don't organize their business. Now, one thing I want to talk about organizing your business, all right, is understand if you had a Pizza Hut or any franchise and you didn't know how to open up the register, and you didn't know how to turn on, you didn't know how to turn on the open sign, you didn't know how to unlock the front door, you didn't know how to turn on the ovens, would it be a surprise that you didn't make money? Of course not, because you're not running your business like a business. It wouldn't be a surprise also if you didn't track how much money's coming in versus how much money is going out. You have to organize what's going on in your business, no different than what's going on here in network marketing. You have to organize your business if you want to have a long-term, big business. All right, if you want to have so much money coming in that you have to track where it's going, then guess what? You have to do the actions to track what's going on in your business so that way it operates the same way. The way I organize my list and the way I teach is very simple. I put people's names down, their phone number, put down if you piqued their interest, if you've showed them an overview, if you've done a 3-way, and if you've done a meeting, and then have a couple columns for follow-up. All right, it's very, very important. Okay, understand this is a numbers game at the end of the day. Imagine if you got paid to be a server at a restaurant and go around and ask people if they want coffee. Is everybody going to want coffee? Of course not. Are there going to be some people that want coffee? Of course there are. Imagine for every person that says yes, you're getting paid. But guess what? At the end of the day, you're really getting paid for the no's as well, because you had to go through all the no's to find some yeses. This is the same exact thing. And if you're a server serving coffee, guess what? The server at Denny's or IHOP doesn't get pissed off when you say, no, I don't want coffee. They just move on. Next, they go to the next person and the next person. And the faster they do that, typically the bigger their tip they're going to get. The faster you run through names on a list, typically the more money you're going to make, guys. It's very simple. This is a numbers game. Now, the only way you're going to be able to track all the people that you're talking to, who you've shown a video to, who you've piqued their interest, how many people have done a three-way call and a meeting, is by organizing a list with columns just like this and have a few columns for follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. Let me give you guys my story on follow-up. Guys, understand something. I put together a list already of well over 1,000 people within the past year, right? I've done over 500 shows. I've shown over 500 presentations or videos. I've done well over 300 three-way calls or meetings. Okay, and guess what? Out of those 300 three-way calls or meetings, I've signed up over 60 people. I think I'm coming pretty close to 100 personal signups now. Personal signups, meaning I signed that many people up. Now, that's a lot of people signed up, but it's really not that many people signed up within a year. Okay, so when you think about it, it's about less than 10 people a month, right? But here's the reality. Out of those about 10 people a month that have been getting started, my business has grown to over 2,000 people, guys, and that produces well over $20,000 a month in residual income. Okay, so think about it. Is it worth it for you to track your business so that you can follow up and make some serious money? Of course it is. What you put in is what you're going to get out. These are the sales statistics for follow-up failure. 48% of all salespeople, doesn't matter if it's car sales, real estate, network marketing, they never follow up with the prospect. 48%, that's almost half. 25% of salespeople only follow up 2 times and then they quit. That's like going on 2 different dates and then, you know what? I'm going to take 2 different girls out. You know what? Both those girls didn't work out. I'm just going to go ahead and quit women. Guys, that's retarded, right? 12% of salespeople follow up 3 times, then quit. Only 10%, I'm going to stress this, only 10% of all salespeople follow up with a prospect 3 or more times. 2% of all sales are made on the first exposure. Okay, 3% of all sales are made on the second exposure, 5% are made on the third exposure, 10% of sales are made on the fourth exposure, but 80%, okay, 80% of all sales are made between the 5th and the 12th exposure, guys. So what does that mean? That means money is in the numbers, but the fortune is in the follow-up. Okay, you gotta follow up. That's the difference between a professional and an amateur. Majority of people aren't willing to do what it takes to be able to make the professional dollars. Very simple. And the way I look at it is this, guys. If you're not following up, I'm going to. So if you're not talking to your mom, dad, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, friends, coworkers, relatives, guess what? Somebody else is. Somebody else who's willing to put in the work, put in the grind to make the big bucks. At the end of the day, this is the golden rule. Don't reinvent the wheel. People are going to fight the system and say, hey, my friends don't react to that. That doesn't work. Yes, they do. Yes, it does. If you work the system, your team will work the system. If you don't, guess what your team's not going to do? They are not going to work a system. Your business is not going to duplicate. And guess what? You're not going to make any money. Work this business correctly. Do the right actions. Work a system that's duplicatable. Work the business consistently, meaning don't talk to just one person this week and 10 people next week. It's an apple a day, not 7 apples on Sunday, right? So work it consistently every single day, 5 to 6 days a week. Work this business long enough. Again, if it took you 6 years to create a 6-figure residual income, would it be worth it? Guys, literally only 10% of the world makes a 6-figure income. Less than 1% of the world makes a 6-figure residual income. So it is without a shadow of a doubt 100% worth it. So be willing to do what others are doing to get what they got. If you're willing to do what they do and say what they say and build how they build, guess what? You can copy the right cat and you can have a huge business that's going to pay you some big money. Hope you guys got some value out of this training. I look forward to helping each and every one of you. Add me on Facebook if you haven't done so already. My name is Justin Wilson, or J Will Retire You. I'll see you guys all at the top. You guys have a great time. Bye-bye.